Coach, I'm excited to see what that sharing looks like on the field, specifically as it relates to the offensive talent you have. Like looking at your roster from top to bottom, I'm very impressed, really, as a guy that follows college football very closely, and to see the quality of players that are Panthers now. I'm just over the moon for you. But one of the reasons that I think that you were better at this is you've had lots of experience doing it, number one. Number two, for me personally, the Tennessee Titans were a thrill because I grew up in Mississippi. I grew up in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is to say I grew up going to Alcorn State games. So when Steve McNair became your quarterback, that was all of us, right? I wonder, what are the lessons that you learned coaching a guy like that, coaching a guy like even Steve Young, Joe Montana, or at least being in the same room with those guys, that you can pass on to these players that aspire to more, that aspire to be good pros?
Yeah, RJ, that's a great question. I mean, I you bring up Steve. I think about him every day, and it was a huge loss for me, personally, emotionally, and but nonetheless, we were patient with him. He was just a fierce competitor, and it took us some time. And at that time, we laid it out. We said, "Look, I mean, we're good. This is going to be our guy. We're going to take him. Can't tell you when he's going to be ready, but we'll know." And that's what when Steve was asked, "When are you going to start?" Me would say, "When are you going to play? When do you want to go to the field?" When the coaches say, "I'm ready." And that's kind of how it went. And, he got all the experience he needed to get over a couple of years. And then we took off and we ran with him, and we did very well with him. So, I have that experience, as you mentioned. I mean, I won 10 games in a row with the Titans here, 10-0. Didn't get a whole lot of attention because we were a small market team. I actually parachuted. I jumped out of a helicopter with 101st Airborne out of Fort Campbell and landed on the practice field just to break it up a little bit, because we were 10-0, and things are getting tense, and people are talking about the Miami Dolphins. No, I don't want any of that. I'm going to relax these guys and change things up a little bit. And I landed on the practice field as they were stretching. So, but I won 10 games with Kerry Collins at the end of his career. And so Vince was the rookie of the year. So, I got caught up in some of the social media stuff. I'm not complaining at all, but, they were facetiously calling me a quarterback whisperer, like I just ruined quarterbacks. Well, if it's go fact check your world, or that's pretty good recommendation for people, is before you start saying things, just do your research. And so we had success. I had a lot of success, and the reason for going to St. Louis, for example, was because Sam Bradford was going in the second year, and Sam Bradford, I mean, who knows what happened to me into this league had he stayed healthy, but he tore his ACL in year 2 and in year 3 when I was in St. Louis. So we had to reboot it and readjust from a quarterback standpoint. But
thanks for watching this video, and remember, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos on the #1 ranked show YouTube channel.